incredible education that we have, including the Rheumatology Virtual Summit that we have coming up November 13th and 14th, which another perk of being a member is you get a discount on annual conference registration and you get free access to forums. So just going to say, it'll definitely be worth it. It will cover the cost of your membership by signing up for your membership and the discounts you get. So
awesome.
It's a no-brainer if you ask me. But
I have to give one shout out too to the National Pediatric Chapter.
Real quick,
Novartis.
Amy, let me share a quick update. So we actually just had a power failure, and so our live stream went down and came back up. So we're now in a new live stream. So if someone could maybe share with Chloe or Amber to just let them know that there's a new stream in the chat, and they'll join us in that new stream. But anyways, but we're back live.
Gotta love the thunderstorms. You know?
I know.
I mean,
and I saw Kevin dip out. I was like, oh.
I know. Yep, we did see that. I just thought maybe he was doing a, smoke and mirrors kind of light show or something. I don't know. No. We dipped and came back. It tried to recover, but we just started a new stream. So anyway, so Katrina, you were sharing about pediatric chapters, and Amy, you were about to just comment on those. Yeah, I was just about to thank publicly the supporters that we always, again, these efforts are not possible without our supporters. However, I wanted to brag on the fact that we just have our first national pediatric sponsor. Thank you to Novartis Ilaris and getting behind us on the pediatric efforts of the RNS through our community. And so that's super exciting. So just wanted to throw that in there as well.
Oh, for sure. That's super. And the timing of this, chapters play an important role when life was normal, because it was a point of networking and connection that you would be around like-minded people to share education and share scenarios and clinical pearls. Even more so today, and some of the things that we have in some of our planning is we have a private Facebook group now called Rheumatology Nurses Community, and it's for rheumatology nurses as well as people who attend the conference and so forth. And we're developing that out to be a place that we're going to start bringing a lot more networking-like events. It might be group Zoom calls or Meet calls. It might be some fun. We're talking about maybe even bringing some impromptu paint a picture and things like that, to where we can have community in that space. So definitely, if you haven't joined that group, it's Rheumatology Nurses Community. It's on Facebook, and we'll be doing a lot of great things there. But chapters, we are going to be doing a lot of work with chapters on keeping the engagement up, because nurses, they need each other. And I just also want to say, LPN, LVNs, you are a nurse as well. And, so we just have a different membership type. And let me explain something about, the membership types and why Katrina mentioned that. Is the bylaws of the RNS, which is what governs the RNS along with the board of directors. It actually has in there specified that a registered nurse is a requirement for our voting membership. And that's to change the bylaws. It's a long process. But that's why the LVN, LPNs are in the associate members. They're there. So you're absolutely, we recognize you as nurses. So, Ursula or any of our friends out there, us. What we mean by that. So anyways, back to, community. Community is important for, especially during this time and the networking and everything that comes together. We currently have a lot of dinner programs. You probably know that we did a lot of work on workforce and the workforce shortage in 2018 and 2019. We had like over 500 non-rheumatology nurses and advanced practice providers show interest in coming into rheumatology. And we're still doing that work, and we're currently pivoting and recreating our second wave of workforce initiatives into virtual experiences that are out there. But not just, we don't want it to be like a webinar. We want it to be something to where there's interactiveness and there's engagement. So we're working really hard on putting all that together because in reality, we're probably going to be in a virtual space until there's probably a vaccine. It's going to be a season doing this. A shout out to our friends at AWARE, American Women in Rheumatology. They're actually doing a hybrid conference this weekend. And, so I wish them the best. They're up in Hilton Head. We're normally there exhibiting, but because of social distancing and everything else, we're not. So we wish them well. So another important part of why RNS is able to do everything we do is really our supporters and our sponsors that are out there. And hey, Barbara, it is so good to see you. And I saw you on the other stream, but that was shortly before the lightning strike and our power went off. And so we're back on. It's great to see you. So with our supporters, and this is something I just want to give a shout out. So Paint a Picture this year, it was so much fun, and you'll get that replay on, if you have the VIP pass or you have the on demand. So Gilead Inflammation, they sponsored Paint a Picture. That allowed us to ship out those boxes, to do all of these things, and really bring the special component to Paint a Picture, and it was phenomenal. And shout out to Leslie as well with Paint the Art. Also, Gilead Inflammation sponsored our refreshment breaks. They also sponsored our Schedule at a Glance. We decided to keep the Schedule at a Glance in the journal and all the print pieces that we normally develop. Some may say, well, why didn't you just put those online? Well, we wanted the physical touch. We wanted you to have those in place. And Gilead's just been a fantastic partner, and so we just thank them. We had amazing product theaters this year. We had 6 of them. Now the product theaters, due to regulatory and legal restrictions, we did not record those for replay. But so if you missed it, you missed it. But the content was fantastic. All of the attendees they were engaging. They were, it was just fantastic. And so we had UCB, GlaxoSmithKline, Horizon Therapeutics, Novartis, Bristol Myers Squibb, and Amgen. So thank you all for participating in their product theaters, and thank you supporters for that. The event web hosting was sponsored by Lily. It took a lot of work, a lot of technology, and hopefully you'll see that we're all about not just live streaming or not just a Zoom call, but we're really trying to push the envelope with technology and just build excellence around the broadcast, because we know the better quality that we come to you on these live streams, when we go to our educational sessions and deliver in that same technology, it's a better experience for you. So event web hosting by Lily, we appreciate it. We did have our mobile app, and Pfizer supported that, and it was so great. We actually were able to set it up to where you can watch the conference in the mobile app or the website. So that was a big win. Our attendee passport, Helio. Helio is a great publication. If you're a member of the RNS, you should be on the mailing list and get Helio automatically. That's another member value. Definitely join if you're not a member, and you also get Helio Rheumatology. So thank you, Helio, and thank you also for the great social media coverage of the conference. They covered all the sessions and everything else through Twitter and various posts, so it was really appreciated. And then in our journal advertising, we had GlaxoSmithKline and Gilead Inflammation once again, and they had ads in the back. And then, we just had great exhibitors. We had great it was just such a great experience, and it took every single person. It took the attendees, it took the supporters, the sponsors, all of us to come together, our team, staff, board, presenters, and we're really thankful for everything that we experienced this past week. And we met a lot of new friends, and it was amazing. It really was, and it still is amazing. And that's why, not to make this one big infomercial tonight, but sign up for the on demand. It's it's definitely great. It's definitely great. Awesome. So really next week we'll be announcing our topics, and when we do, you'll see that the format's going to start changing and shifting. You'll more than likely have some of our board members back on. We may pop on occasionally, to bring some updates, but we just really wanted to let you know that RNS has a lot of things coming down the pipe. We have our Q4, our virtual summit coming up, and that's November, what's the dates?
13th and 14th, the Fall Virtual Summit.
Yep, our Fall Virtual Summit, November 13th and 14th. We're probably going to open up with some great social, networking type of, not social networking, but networking events in the evenings. Stay tuned. We're working on, the educational committees working on session content, and we're working on format. So we should be, you should see that being kind of unpacked, in our marketing over the next week or so. And then we also have in the first quarter, we normally would do Pacific Coast Rheumatology Forum in California somewhere. This year we're going to be doing that virtually, and so stay tuned for that. It will be globally accessible, but we're focusing on the Pacific Coast like we normally would. So we'll be doing, Katrina will be doing your time zones instead of Eastern time.
And Kevin, that is actually February 5th and 6th is what we're looking at for that.
Awesome. See, Amy knows dates. They fly
out.
And then we're going to more than likely have 4 large virtual events next year. And so it'd be PCRF. We'll be doing one sometime in the spring. We have our annual conference in the summer, and we'll have something for you in the fall as well. In between now and then and through then, we're going to have a lot of small, like one night events or an hour here or 3 hours there. Just stay tuned. We have so much content that's being developed. We also have rheumatology nurse practice. We have 5 or 6 editions of the next volume of those are in the works. We have the 2nd edition of the core curriculum that is currently it's in design. All the content is pretty much done, and we have that in the pipe that's coming. We just recently published, it's been almost a year now, the 2nd edition, The Scope and Standards of Practice. So that's another incredibly important book that's co-published with the ANA. So we have that in the works. We have Dear Diary, which is a grant-funded educational piece that we're doing that is like super fun. That's going to be coming out here shortly. We just have a lot in the pipeline, and so stay tuned with the RNS and give us your feedback. Let us know, how can we improve. What are your needs out there from an education standpoint or from a member standpoint, and we definitely want to meet those. So,
and Kevin, there is one more that we may have left out that, of course, I have to plug. The Advocacy Summit that is coming up in October.
That's right.
Sorry about that. And that will be finalized in the next week or so as well. So stay tuned for that. But if you are interested in getting involved with advocacy and RNS and the priorities of the RNS, please make sure you email us at advocacy@rnsnurse.org, because we would love to have your voice heard, and we would love for you to be a part of what the RNS is doing in advocacy.
Absolutely. So Barbara's asking, does anyone here know about ankylosing spondylitis? Not from a healthcare perspective, Barbara. Not tonight. I'm sorry. We are all not nurses, not doctors. However, if you have questions, more than likely next week we'll have some of our board members on with us, and then you can also submit questions via our website as well. Traditionally, the nurses and advanced practice providers, they'll give you general education. They won't send out medical advice, if you will, but definitely we probably have some resources on the website that might help. So yes, advocacy for sure. And we have a lot of advocacy pieces coming up. We have a new platform that's being rolled out where virtually you can get in touch with your state and federal representatives, that you're going to be able to sign on to letters, and it's going to be fantastic. So I'm sure that Amy's like, Kevin, shush, you're going to get it all wrong, and we don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
No, you're right on. We're going to be launching our Action Center in Q4, and we also are finalizing the RNS priorities as well. So a lot of exciting things coming down.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else, Katrina, Sadie?
I would just say as you can tell, there's so much coming up, and it's just the perfect time to get involved. If you felt like you've been missing out or you've just been waiting to bite the bullet, now is the time. You are not too late. So just jump in with what fits best for you, but you definitely don't want to miss out on what we have coming up for you.
Absolutely.
And just to answer Barbara's question, you answered it as great, but we do have a course on ankylosing spondylitis on the RNS Learning Center. So we can't talk about it right now, but you want to go to the Learning Center and watch that. You can get lots of information about it there.
Yep, that's right. I forgot about that course. So fantastic. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. And the RNS Virtual Town Hall will be back on next week, same time, same hour. And we just wish everyone to stay well. And thank you again. Check out the rnsnurse.org website. Sign up for the on-demand version of the virtual conference. Don't forget, conference in the box while supplies last. You definitely, I mean, it's a big box that comes to you with all types of great things in it. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. So y'all have a great week and stay well. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.